In this part, I'm going to be showing you all of the special stages that I missed in my original playthrough. And I'm going to be starting off by showing you a giant ring that I missed in Sandopoulos Zone Act 2. The weird thing about the music of Sandopoulos Zone Act 2 is that, yeah, I think I already showed you this one. I hate how high-pitched the music gets at a certain point. Like, I thought maybe it was just how it was emulated, but no, that's how it was in the original game. I hate Sandopoulos Zone Act 2's music because it gets so high-pitched at a certain point. It's unbearable. And the odd thing is, I think it only starts sounding that way when the ghosts appear. Yeah, and I think I showed you this one too. And of course, if you want to see the super forms, I already showed you them in a previous video. And another weird glitch that a lot of people know is that in Angel Island Zone Act 1, if you go into a special stage after the island gets set on fire, the music for Act 2 will play for the rest of the stage. When I was a kid, I remember the island got set on fire. I would go into a special stage, and I felt like I was in Act 2 of the level. Maybe that was why. I think what you're supposed to do to make all of those blue spirits turn into rings is you have to turn there instead of going straight forwards. You have to turn to the right and move across the blue spear group in a horizontal line. But not from that side, from the other side. It's kind of unintuitive. The Super Emeralds are known for being more difficult, but I prefer them because I just think they're more fun. It's partially because I like the yellow bouncy things that send you flying, and you go through the special stage with them, and I like the way the special stages are laid out. There's this weird glitch in Sonic 3 alone, and I was really lucky I didn't die there. But a weird glitch in Sonic 3 alone, waiting for 47 minutes on the file select screen will actually cause a glitch where the music, it starts sounding weird because one of the instruments plays a lot louder than normal. Well, I say instruments, it's a Genesis game. The point is that it sounds like a tinny sound in it is playing a lot louder than the rest of the song, and it's not unbearable to listen to, but it's kind of weird. It sounds like someone's banging a spoon against a glass while you're hearing the song. And you have to wait 47 minutes for that to happen. A similar glitch occurs when you're playing Flying Battery Zone's music in the sound test of Sonic 3 alone, where the echo of the music gets more and more behind every time this song's looped. And it's kind of weird how it's just more proof that Flying Battery was originally meant to be in Sonic 3, because it's even in the sound test. A lot of people hate this one because it's really tense and really precise. I mean, it looks easy, you're just walking in straight lines, right? But you have to get everything right at exactly the right time. You have to press right at exactly the right time. You have to jump at exactly the right time. It requires your full, intense concentration. At one point, I was doomed to fail this special stage because I jumped over a blue spear by mistake. And it's impossible to go back for those blue spears. So a lot of people find this to be really tense, and I ended up being one of those people, because it's so precise. If you don't collect that blue spear, then when you're sent and when you bounce backwards, then the special stage doesn't end, and you bounce towards a red spear and you die. Like other Sonic games, Sonic 3 has a level select cheat. And I was able to do the level select cheat, but The debug cheat is something I can't do. It's considered to be the most difficult to execute cheat in Sonic history, and in video game history as a whole. Because it's got some weird frame windows on the title screen where there are some parts of the title screen where it doesn't register your inputs at all. So you got to start inputting the cheat at a very specific time that is completely unintuitive. Right after the word Sega appears and then goes dark, you go up, up, down, down, up, 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 hold A and press start. But I was never able to do it because you have to do it at a very specific time and you don't know what that time is. This is another special stage where it's pretty easy to get lost and not know which part of it you went to and which part you didn't. And you may feel like it's cheating that I'm using an emulator, but really, I did it legitimately in Sonic Mega Collection. I approve of that because that's how I showed off the hyperforms in the first place. So I'm able to do this legitimately. It's just that I find it really annoying having to go all the way back to the title screen and go to Mushroom Hill Zone all over again and sift through that cutscene all over again just so that I can retry a special stage. It's a lot easier for me to just reload the state. A lot of the special stages can be seen as easy because you're basically just repeating the same thing over and over. But again, it would be so much better if they had a radar so you always knew where you were and where the blue spheres were so you didn't get lost. All the level icons in the level select are reused from Sonic 2, which includes Hidden Palace. Like you'll see Hidden Palace Zone in the level select, and it has the level icon that Hidden Palace Zone in Sonic 2 would have had. Which is kind of weird. The level select cheat of Sonic 3 it also works in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Basically, you hang off a vine in Angel Island Zone. I don't remember it right now though, because I barely used it. I mean, the closest I ever came to using it was I used it to get into the sound test. Because I bought this game for the Sega Genesis Classics on Steam, which apparently according to the forums everyone hates, but I never played past the first part of Angel Island Zone because I only got it so I could listen to the PC soundtrack and record it. Only to find out that it had the exact same soundtrack as Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Which really makes me wonder why Sonic and Knuckles Collection didn't have the same soundtrack as Sonic 3 and Knuckles in the first place. I mean, I guess Sega Genesis Classics was released later. Like some people say that it was copyright issues with the Michael Jackson based songs that caused the Sonic and Knuckles collection to have a different soundtrack. But that can't be it if they can still re-release the game as many times as they did. Oh yeah, this is pretty difficult. Pause scumming is the best way to deal with this, because you're sent backwards into a bumper, and then you have to turn at exactly the right time. A lot of people consider this to be the hardest special stage because of that. But really, just pause scum and you'll be fine. It may be considered cheating, but if it makes it easier, it's the smartest way to deal with it. There's also plenty of glitches with this game that I haven't shown off. Like, when you finish a level in exactly 9 minutes and 59 seconds, you'll get 100,000 points and 2 lives from a data overflow glitch. That's more points than you get for beating a level in under 59 seconds. Good luck doing that though, because in order to get the time for the level to stop going down, then you gotta beat the boss. And so you've got a time dealing the final blow on the boss at exactly the right time. There are plenty of Sonic games that I haven't covered on this channel, and I probably never will cover them because either I can't beat them or I can't really play them. A game that was released directly after Sonic 2 but before this game was Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. It was a trackball arcade game released only in Japan. It had really annoying voice acting for the characters you were controlling when they were running away from Eggman and screaming all the time, especially Sonic. I've never played it, so I don't know if the controls were actually slippery. Yeah, I don't think it's very intuitive that you just go forwards or turn at that right time, and that's how it turns everything to rings. But anyways, I've never played that game, so I don't know if the controls were bad. Because the only way I experienced it was by watching someone play on an emulator in HFC Sonic-a-thon. That's how I know about the game. It had two characters to it that never really appear in Sonic games today very much. It introduced Ray the Flying Squirrel and Mighty the Armadillo. Oh, I hate it when that happens. I didn't mean to jump over that blue spear. Thank goodness I was able to go back there. I'll talk more about Mighty in a later playthrough because he appears again. But Ray the Flying Squirrel, I'm not really sure why people want him to come back because he looks terrible. I mean, I'm not usually one to judge by designs when it comes to video games, but he has a circular yellow head that makes it look like he's got a yellow bald cap on. Notice anything different? That's right, you can actually hear the music of Sky Sanctuary Zone, instead of it being muted every time you did anything. That's another thing that Sonic 3 Complete introduced. Unfortunately, it still doesn't fix the problem of this music being muted in levels like Hydrocity Zone or in Sandopolis Zone. So it barely fixed the problem at all because it fixed it with Sky Sanctuary Zone. But it didn't do anything to fix it with the other levels that had the problem. So it's good and all, but it's also pretty disappointing that this is the only level they introduced it to. When you're flying with Sonic and Tails, or when you're flying with Tails, you have to constantly mash the A button in order to keep flying. And I find that to be really tedious and annoying. I mean, it's kind of tiring also, and I would much rather just be able to hold down the button and he keeps on flying. And because you're mashing the A button instead of just holding the button down, he doesn't just stay in the air, he hovers. Like he moves very slightly down and then moves up again, and then moves down and then up again. I don't really like that. Tails is a pretty popular character, like, as I mentioned before, he's the third most popular Sonic character ever. And it's ironic how popular he is because he's a little boy character, and usually little boys are considered to be the scrappies in fandoms. Like, everyone hates the hyperactive little boy character. But Tails is pretty popular. I think one of the major problems with having a little boy as a character is that it's very hard for him to look sympathetic when he looks angry or is trying to look intimidating. Because usually it just makes him come off as bratty instead, no matter how valid his point is. Like, in Sonic Lost World, he gets angry with Sonic over something really stupid, but even if it was something reasonable, instead of him getting angry over something that he had no problem with before. He just looks bratty in that game. And he wouldn't look so unsympathetic if it weren't for the fact that he was a kid. So it's kind of weird how, like, he's a kid, and that makes him endearing to me, but it also means that I can't really find him sympathetic when he looks angry. Like, I just roll my eyes and get annoyed with him. That doesn't mean that I don't think he's capable and competent. And he can be badass, I guess. It's just that I see him more as a very sympathetic character, and very nice and stuff. Yeah, you can see that I'm doing a lot better this time, because I had played Sky Sanctuary Zone quite a bit after the original playthrough. This is like, I don't know, my 4th time going through it, maybe 5th. Another game that I haven't talked about yet is Sonic Spinball, which is sort of a pinball game where Sonic's the ball. But it's weird because you can directly control the ball. And sometimes Sonic will actually land on the ground and he'll start walking. And he controls really horribly when that's happening. Like, he moves extremely slowly and he jumps, but he takes a really long time to jump, and he only jumps straight up. It's really awkward. And he can spin dash, ironically enough. He can spin dash in Sonic Spinball. I've never gotten past Toxic Case, to be honest, because I got to that minecart section, and I had no idea what I was supposed to do in it. Because there's multiple different directions you can go, and I'm not really sure what you do in it. Yeah, that's the level select cheat. I can't really do it in Sega Genesis Classics because there doesn't seem to be a way to reset it. Yeah, so this is a sound test. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to know that you can scroll down and see the sound test there all of a sudden, but there it is. And a lot of people like fooling around with this and getting Knuckles into levels that he's not supposed to be in. I'm not really sure how this works though. I mean, how do you determine which character you are when you go into it? I'm not really sure. I don't see a play as Knuckles option. You can also, there's an 8th Super Emerald that you can get. I'm not really sure what its special stage would have looked like, and maybe it was dummied out or something. I don't know. And supposedly, you can activate different cheats by just going to the sound test and then inputting the correct numbers. And that's what you do in Sonic 3 Complete. So you can have a cheat to get all the Super Emeralds and stuff. But I tried it and it didn't work. Like, I was trying every cheat I could. I was trying to activate the debug mode, but nothing was happening. And I don't know what went wrong. The annoying thing about Sonic Spinball is that it's pretty hard, especially it gets a huge difficulty spike by the 3rd level. And like the 4th level is so hard, it's straight out of a ROM hack. It's got some really great songs though. I like Toxic Case, and I really love Lava Powerhouse. Like, that's a really great track. I consider that's the song that I think of when I think of Sonic Spinball. Yeah, I even used Frame Advance, and I still couldn't get it to work. What is it about cheats like this that I can't get it to work? I press A and start at the same time, and it just didn't work. But yeah, I like Sonic Spinball's soundtrack for the most part. It's just that it also comes off as, like most Sonic games, when it comes to their music, it doesn't even have, it's not really the Genesis twang. Sonic games tend to take advantage of the soundtrack of the Genesis a lot better. But the options music, for example, the options music of Spinball sounds absolutely horrible. And it plays during the credits, ironically enough. So I like there are 2 songs in it that I like, but for the most part I don't really like the soundtrack all that much. Like I actually think the Game Gear versions of the 3rd and 4th levels have better soundtracks. So, that was Sonic 3 Knuckles. And the next Sonic game after this is Sonic Drift. See you then.